We were basically in a fire zone. There was a lot of moving parts, and I actually got to go back and watch the film. I think there are definitely some things we could have done better, and I just think it ended up being like the right place at the right time. But it's fun, man. I tell you what, out there competing, against our offense and against Russ, the mental gymnastics you got to go through before the play even happens, and then obviously the communication aspect. I know you guys know I talk about communication all the time. So, out here practicing against Russ in the offense, they've really, I feel like they've really helped us elevate that faster than normal. So it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, just in a fire zone, I tried to undercut what was like a drive concept, and was able to make a play.
How does mental gymnastics compare to some of the other tough quarterbacks that you face?
Yeah, no, it's great. I was actually talking to Russ about it yesterday, and I was just saying, man, like, don't take this for granted. Like, we're out here, and I appreciate the look offs and the checks before the snap and the hard counts to get us to maybe show like our shell a little bit earlier, things like that. I appreciate it because we're gonna see that from a lot of the quarterbacks we play, especially in our division, and we're going to have to be able to, rushing coverage, working together, our disguise, getting the rush going. It's going to have to be key in order for us to win on, crucial third downs or win early part of the, first or second downs and things like that to get the offense behind the sticks so that, we could potentially win that drive and get the offense back to football. So I appreciate it, man, because it's been great. We've won some, lost a lot more, and it's been fun, challenging. So I can't wait for camp.
Could you sum up this 9-week offseason, what it's meant for your team, especially after, COVID wiped out one, it was a little different last year, feel like back to normal,
Yeah.
or not so because of Hackett and Russ, or?
Yeah, no. I think it's as back to normal as I remember it. Man, it's crazy. It just feels like it was like decades ago. You're doing normal OTAs, but I say back to normal, man, because like I'm big. I kind of shared the last time I was up here. I think it's important to be, at OTAs, and especially when there's new systems. But the biggest component for me is the bonding aspect. Like, guys are here, and like the DBs, like, we hang out all the time anyway. But I'm hanging out with Quinn Miners. We're going bowling, like, every other weekend or something like that. I'm going golfing with guys that didn't even know golf. Like, that bonding aspect. And I really think that's key in terms of helping your team win when it comes down to it. You're investing into each other. You're investing into a guy that, you're going to go to war with. And so obviously coming out here and learning the systems and running practices is great. And that's the bigger part of it. But I think the biggest thing too is, like, while you're out here, man, like, it's team bonding. You get done at 3, 4 in the afternoon. You got the late evening to kind of just hang out, go grab dinner, watch the finals, watch the Stanley Cups, go Avs. So it's great.
Do you see what the Avs have done, the way this community's come around? Does it make you want to bring that type of success to Broncos country even more?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I went to every series leading up to obviously the Stanley Cup tomorrow, and just to hear how electric it is in there, I can't wait to hear that, and see that sea of orange when we're back in our home stadium and playing in big time games. So I can't wait.
You play a violent sport. What's it like when you watch hockey, or specifically this Avs team?
Yeah, it's crazy. I always thought, this is just like a side note, growing up, I always thought hockey guys were just like different. I grew up in, Tampa's good, but, well, I guess the Panthers are good now too. But I grew up in South Florida, so like the Panthers, I didn't really watch them that much. And then went out to Boston and obviously got to watch, the Bruins a little bit more. BC, they're always in the Frozen Four. Shout out to Coach York. And so I'm just like, man, there's this like tension between hockey and football, like who's tougher, who's trying. Those guys and what they, like, didn't someone just broke their sternum? Like, what are we talking about, man? Like, God, dog. But no, it's crazy, man. So it's really cool, man, seeing the atmosphere and the energy around the Avs. And, man, I can't wait because I know this is a football town and a football city. And, man, I can't wait to just get back to winning games here.
Time for a couple more?
As you were always talking about having you and Kareem being able to put more on your plates, how much you sort of relish that, and what does that look like from your seat in terms of having maybe even a little bit more ownership than you might otherwise?
Yeah, I embrace it. I welcome it. I challenge myself, and that's what Kareem and I get paid to do. We got to make sure that we find ways to win the down, whatever it looks like. There'll be times where it's put on Pat to win a one-on-one on the outside. There's times where it's going to be put on Kareem and I to make the right checks. And when it comes down to it, no excuses. We're the ones that are being handed kind of the tools and the weapons to be successful, and it's our job. I talked about it multiple times last year in a similar defense and Vic's, like any of like the lapses that were happening in the back end, that's my responsibility as a safety. The communication, anything that's happening top down is that's directly falls on my plate. So I don't take that lightly, and that's why I relish moments like this, man, because I'm out here with K1 and Pat and OJ, and we're out here, and it seems like after every play we're talking about route combos. Like, how did you see this? How did you feel this? Like, what could I have done better, you think? We're on the sideline still talking about the same play 5 plays later. And that to me is that's what's going to win games. That's going to be important. All of us on the same page, and so I'm excited.
Especially when you get a new staff. A lot of people, when they get a new boss, they want to show why they been around. Do players feel that when you get a new coaching staff?
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys, realize, especially those that have kind of been around, it never matters what you did the year before or your accolades, in prior years, because that does nothing to help you coming up into this upcoming season. And I think that's the mindset. I think a lot of guys are kind of going into this it's just brand new all over. I don't care how long you've been here, what you've done. It's a new team, it's a new energy, it's a new feel, it's a new vibe, and new goals, new mindset. And you got to approach that in all aspects of the building, including the way you might have thought previously, and all that stuff. So I know for me personally, I can't speak for anyone else. I know for me personally, what I've done prior, it doesn't matter. I have to every single week, prove and earn my coach's trust that I can make the right calls, I can make the right decisions, and I could put us in position to win football games.
Last one. Jerry just talked about how he's kind of, moving on and looking forward to this year. And I know he hasn't been out here the last few days, but or practicing the last few days. What did you just sort of see from him as a potential when he's right? The kind of things from your perspective.
Oh yeah, Jerry's gonna be dangerous. I think the way that they've been using him, and the way that we've had to, really key on him, and just OTAs, training camp, obviously it's going to be amped up more. But Jerry's going to have a heck of a year, man. I can't wait to watch him play and just to be let go, run free, do what he does best. He's one of the best route runners that I think I've consistently gone up against, over and over and over. I mean, you got to lock in, know where your leverage is, know where your help is, because if you don't, he could make you, look silly in practice. So I'm thankful for that too, because, we go up against a lot of guys that are talented, but Jerry's special for sure. I think it's going to be a big and great year for him.